Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Bulgarian workout. And, I've been talking with you guys about having to add back off work. I'm at that point in this training to where doing purely one single on all my lifts, even if it's 4+ lifts a day, isn't going to cut it. You guys notice I'm doing back off or volume work now for rows, even though it's 3x3. When you factor in that 6 days a week, that ends up being 18 sets, and I might increase that. Today, after my 485 squat, I did a back off set, and I have to say, it kicked my butt. I'm going to have to adapt to back off work on squats. The overhead press, it was easy. I've really settled in to really rapid recovery from a heavy single on squats, but my progress is stalling. It's slowing. Not stalled, I'm still going up. It's a continual upward trend. And even today's lift with the 485 was a 2.2 second rep. So some people are talking about grinders. It's like, you guys need to time it. Go rip a copy of my video. Time how long it takes me to lift it. Those are not grinders. Anything under 4 seconds is not a grinder on a squat. 2.2 seconds yesterday and today is what it is. But the back off work is going to be more and more necessary, and eventually I'm going to have to get to where I do up to 2 back off sets every day on my squat, and the volume is just necessary. Now I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 rep back off sets. It's all going to be moderately heavy, but to get that training volume in, eventually I'm going to have to get used to that, and it's going to be my next adaptation. My next big adaptation. Now, I will say today, I'm still struggling to keep the elbows down. Notice I'm gripping it a hair wider now. I'm going to have to keep adjusting with that. But keeping the elbows down has worked wonders on the bicep situation, including the mobility work, including doing band curls with just my left arm, doing hammer curls. I'm doing a couple sets of 20 every day with bands for that weak arm, the smaller arm, the one that's been damaged, has a scar tissue. But I've got to keep working on my setup and keeping those elbows down on the squat. It's just going to take continual work. But, this squat wasn't bad today. It felt lighter than yesterday, so I was happy with it. And I sink it a hair deeper. Like, I tried to sink it a little deeper. I kind of went ahead and went as far as my hips let me go with this foot position. For me, depth is determined by where I put my feet, as low as I can go. And the thumbnail will be the bottom, so you guys will see, yeah, I actually did go the depth. We're good. Not worried about it. But this back off work, oh my God, it's tough. And I did it as pause squats too. So I did a quick double with 425 afterwards. And yes, I needed 5-6 minutes before I could do this. I didn't just walk in and do this 60 seconds later, anything crazy. But yeah, guys, this is going to be a long way, and I'm going to have to adapt now to back off work. It's going to be as tough adapting to the back off work on squats as it was to getting used to squatting every day. It's going to take me weeks to get used to it. But the end result is going to be better recomposition, better strength gains, because that's what we're shooting for, guys. I got to keep bringing that scale down. I've got to keep losing body fat and getting stronger at the same time. I mean, that's a lofty goal. But you know what? I'm going to put in the work. I am being successful. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work to get all this done, to reach the sort of body weight and strength goals that I have set for myself in my 40s is going to be a hell of a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. A lot of guys are like, well, you blasted gear. No, I'm not blasting gear. I'm not saying I'm not open to that later down the road. If it's necessary and I can do so without compromising my health, I'm not going to say never. I mean, guys, I'm not going to say never. But at this time, I have no plans to do so. I'm not currently doing so. I don't have a stockpile of gear ready, nothing like that. I have no tentative plans for that. But, morally, I don't have an issue with that, and I want to make that clear. I only got a problem with the fake natty situation. I don't have a problem with athletes using gear as long as they don't run around screaming they're natty. I don't have an issue with that at all. But at this time, no. I'm in the normal testosterone range, and I have been the entire time you guys have been watching. In fact, I was in the normal test range during my last set of training on camera last year. It's been a long time, guys. So it is what it is. But that could be an option later if necessary. But right now, I have access to unlimited rest, right? I have access to unlimited rest. most of the time. Obviously, I have social requirements and certain things just because of family and a girlfriend and everything that, can cause me to not have completely unlimited rest. But compared to the average person, I have unlimited rest, so I'm making the most of it, and we're going to keep pushing forward. Now, bench, it looked good today. But I hit the uprights. You can't see it on here, but I absolutely hit the uprights on the lockouts. So it probably slowed me near the very top of the lockout because I hit the upright. But all in all, it was good. I got a good pause. Pressed it with the closed grip. Nice and good right there. I hit that upright. That's why I kind of teetered a little at the top. So I need to mark the mat or something so that I can get myself consistently set up there. The deadlifts went good today, although I'm not going to lie, like my hips and everything really hurt from the back offset on the squats. Like I said, I'm going to have to adapt to that, and I will. I'm going to put in the work. I'm committed to doing this. And like I said, it's going to be a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, baby. That's what it's got to be. So, I'm fortunately blessed to be in a situation to where my life can revolve around training and rest, which is why, it's all going to be good. And also I started upping my protein yesterday. Also, I've realized as far as recomposition goes and me losing body weight, I really need more protein. And people say, well, how much are you eating? Like 350, 400 grams a day. Because I'm replacing some of my other calories with protein, and it's filling, and eating more protein is basically going to let me, again, recover while creating a slightly better calorie deficit, and I know a lot of people say, I thought you said that much isn't necessary for muscle gain. It's not, but I've also said that people who are overeaters like me, really, really high protein diets can be fantastic for losing body fat, and I think that's pretty well proven in the scientific literature. But yeah, hook grip's doing good. My thumbs are a little sore today, but I'm really adapting. Like I can already tell I'm going to go up another 10 next week, and we're just going to keep bumping this up on these deficits. It's going good. Notice I fixed, hopefully I did, I haven't seen the footage yet. I think I fixed the neutral neck situation. We'll see on this rep. Watch and see if I fix that, because we've just got to keep tightening up this technique before I go back to normal deadlifts. I want this deficit technique to be perfect. I want perfect deficit technique with over 500 pounds every day before we go over to normal deadlifts with the hook grip. So, it is what it is. The rows, did my normal rows. I'll probably start micro-loading these. I'll probably bring these up next week because we do need to increase the volume. These are going to be an important exercise for improving both my bench press and my deadlift. I'm not worried about increasing the bench right now, though. I'm going to use the rows and I'm going to use the overhead press to build my support musculature before I make a hard push on that bench. I want to make sure, again, I'm 41. I want to make sure that my shoulder stability is 100% on point. I want to make sure my rear delts, my entire shoulder girdle, everything is prepared for me to start increasing the bench. It would be different if I was a guy just trying to get to a 300 bench press. I already have a decent bench press, right? We know I do 320 plus. Now, when I say decent, people need to understand I do mean the word decent. That doesn't mean a great bench press. It means I have a decent bench press. But because I'm not building a base like a lot of noobs, I actually really do need to be thinking about things like building up my support structure. Those are the overhead pressing and the rows. The reason I'm hitting more volume on them first, I want to make sure all the support muscles are built so that I have a stable platform to bench from more safely. Because I don't want to get hurt, guys. I'm in my 40s. I'm trying to get really strong again. Avoiding injuries is critical, and a lot of that has to do with making sure that my shoulders are stable enough to build a respectable bench press. Because I have a decent bench press yet, I wouldn't call it respectable yet, right? There's a difference. And then you have good, then you have great. So we need to get to respectable next. So back off work again on the press. And like I said, I dropped down to 215 because I can actually do it as a daily, and it's seeming to be going a lot better. I'm not having to grind. And then I can do my volume back off work after And again, that ultimately gives me 12 extra sets of triples every week on the back off work, and I'll start wave loading these two. I'll probably bring the 185 will go up 2.5 pounds next week, then I'll take it up the week after, and I think a nice 3-week wave of overhead press volume. If that all feels good, I'll go ahead and swap it out for bench press volume. Meaning I'll start doing some back off work on the bench press in place of this. I can't really do back off work on both every day. It's just too damn much volume to recover from when you're not blasting gear. For me, it is. I mean, it might be different for you. For me, it is. So work within what we've got to not get hurt. But I think that's what I'll probably do. I think a nice 3-week block of just working on this, and if my daily minimum goes up 5 pounds, we'll walk over and we'll do some back off work on the bench. And I can probably rotate them back and forth, and just take it from there. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.